Marking the deck. It's amazing how much work goes into marking your logs to make the best cuts, to achieve the most money. Something I really paid attention to what my dad did from a very early age was how to properly mark logs, and his markets have changed throughout time. It's something you have to continue to pay attention to achieve maximum dollar out of every tree you cut, because sometimes people don't understand why you make the cuts you make and where you make them, but it all has to do with the most money. And it's not always about getting the most footage out of a log. It's keeping a log in the right price bracket to achieve maximum dollar. Not maximum footage, maximum dollar. So you see here, I think there's 73 trees out on the deck here. Like I said, they're decent white oak. There's some really good white oak in here. Of course, I marked the S's on them. Of course, obviously this S is for stave. I do this because when I myself or John or Brock or whoever it may be is on the skid steer sorting logs, because these logs, once they're bucked up, they're sorted into different grade piles. So once they're sorted out, I have to mark them to let the guys know where they need to be put. Just because they don't have an eye for logs or know where they need to go, as I do. But again, there are a few honor ones. This right here goes up in there. Well, I had it marked off the plot about 2 foot off of it there. But we're gonna try something different with it, see how it turns out. Same with this. We got some of this black oak that's cutting pretty ornery. I think we can take a foot off it. Now you see that log's got an X on it. Not a big X, but a small X near the cut line. This goes to a different grade right there, obviously. So you got a circle on this end of this log. So this is post oak, not white oak. It's got a different grade pile. You can see the top cut, the second cut there's got an X on it. Like I said, just different cuts go to different places. If we can find some of these others here, there should be X on that log. See a line right there, you can barely see it, but just a solid line. That goes to a different grade. This true northern red here, some of it's cut really good, some of it's cut horribly. To be expected. See, here's a white oak that's not been good. We've got about a 4 foot cut or 5 there, and I don't even know if it's going to clear up then. Little dote in this white oak here. I think 18 inches will clear it up. We'll see. But for the most part, I'm not seeing really much to any fire scar. Some of these got a little ring around the heart. Of course, again, some of them got some issues, but some of them are real slick and clean. But that's just pretty typical for white oak here in our part of the world. Every now and then you'll get into just a astronomical track that's just unbelievably good, but it doesn't happen very often. But all in all, for what they are, they're pretty good trees. Still got several left to go. Now I am a one-man show today. It's Friday. Brock usually goes home on Thursday, so he can have a 3-day weekend back where he lives. And Johnny's not been feeling well the last couple days, so I didn't want to sit around and do nothing today. I was going to work, so here we are. I'm going to just buck a few of these up. It'll be a little slower, but I'm just using the skid steer to kind of pick them up off the ground. They're in there pretty tight anyway. Because like I said, we don't have the biggest deck area right here. We're trying not to get too far over here towards the landowner's storage units with the log deck. We kind of want to keep it consolidated, its own little area here, and not fill this whole area up full of logs. So I'll lift these up, I'll buck them, then we'll put them in their rightful places. And we'll see how many of these we can get done today, and hopefully have a little more deck room for first of the week. Pack these stave logs, we'll put them in a pile right up here where we can load. We'll have other piles of the X's and lines and circles as we get to. Long logs. That looks a lot better, doesn't it? Now we got everything stacked up here. A little organization. Pile of stave logs there. A middle grade, then pallet and tie. Well, they're in that pile. So we got a little daylight left. So I think we'll go down in here and we'll try to cut a few. Start filling this deck area back up. I'm not gonna lie, I do enjoy kind of being in the woods by myself. It's kind of peaceful. Probably not the safest thing working alone, but I do enjoy it. I just like being out here. These are some trees I cut yesterday. Trying to film, run skidder, all at the same time. It's a pretty neat little ravine right here. I thought I did a very good job of topping that one, trimming it. I know there's some in there I cut yesterday that I'll have to winch out so I can top them. Fell across that ravine. These are cutting pretty wormy and minerally here. Usually in these little places like this, they cut pretty good. Man, when you're trying to run this thing left-handed, it's a whole nother ball game. There we go. I got one hung up there. I'll get it when I come back. Let's see if we can snake on out of here. A lot of trees left to cut. These things here can be a bear cat. Being a one-man show. It's trying to even out up here, but it's steeper than it looks down through there. You don't want to drag one of them out at a time. Then I stage the first one right here, and of course we'll take both of these out as we go. A decent white oak. Got some pin knots, some problems, but it's Missouri. What do you expect? But all in all, these over here aren't cutting too bad in this draw here. Looks like there's several on the other side of that ravine as well. The north property line boundaries, you kind of see that road right through there. So we got a little ways to go. We're not going to get too close to the boundary or the road there. We'll be sure to kind of leave a buffer between our fork area and the road. That way it doesn't look as bad from the road. This weekend they're calling for rain. It's been a crazy summer so far. A lot of rain here in southwest Missouri. Awesome weather. I think it's only like 81 degrees today. 10-day forecast doesn't have anything in the 90s. All in the 80s. Hopefully we don't get a lot of rain and we can get back here and knock these things out. Try to get this job done on to the next.